Hello, now we're going to work on a new type of problem. In this instance, a teacher gives you a pop quiz with 4 questions. The quiz has multiple choice with 5 answers, A through E. Find the probability distribution. So did you get 0 right, 1 right, 2 right, 3 right, or 4 right? Well, the first thing to think about is what's the probability for one question? For one question, the probability that I get it right, if I'm just guessing, is going to be 1 out of 5 or 20%. But the probability that I get it wrong is going to be 4 out of 5 or 80%. So the probability that I got none of them right, I got everything wrong. I got the first one wrong, the second one wrong, the third one wrong, and the fourth one wrong. So that's 0.8 to the fifth, or to the fourth. Now I want to figure out the probability I got all 4 of them right. So that's 0.2 times 0.2 times 0.2 times 0.2. Let's just save some time and write 0.2 to the fourth. We can save some time and just do the probabilities here. This one is 0.4096, and this one was 0.0016. So less than, it's about 0.16% chance that you get them all right. So highly unlikely. Now let's try something else. Think if we wanted to find that probability that I only got 3 of them right, or the probability that I got 1 of them right. So if P is the correct answer, these are all of the different ways that I could get the first 3 right and then 1 wrong, 2 right, 1 wrong, and then 1 right, and so on. And so let's find the probabilities of each of these. So the probability you get a correct answer is 0.2, then the next one's 0.2, and then we're going to multiply it by 0.2, and then finally by 0.8. So this is 0.2 to the third times 0.8. Now over here we have 0.2 times 0.2 times 0.8 times 0.2, which again is 0.2 to the third times 0.8. And this one, same deal, and same deal. So what we have to do is we just have to take 0.2 to the third, multiply that times 0.8, and that's what each of these represents. And so since there is 4 of them, we have to add those up, or I guess we could just multiply by 4. And there's about a 2.5% chance, 0.0256% chance that we got 3 questions right. Now, to get 1 question right, it's pretty much the same situation, but the P's and Q's are switched around. You only get 1 of them right. So there's still going to be those 4, but then it would be Q, 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 P. So that means that we have 0.8 times 0.8 times 0.8 times 0.2. So it's 0.8 to the third times 0.2. Oh, that was wrong. 0.8 to the third times 0.2. And that's just one instance, 0.1024. And now we got to think of all the different ways. We could do Q, Q, P, Q, Q, P, Q, Q, and P, Q, Q, Q. And so there's 4 different instances again. So if I multiply this times 4, I get my probability that there's 1. .4096. Now we have our last one in our distribution, which is the probability that x is 2. So that now there's going to be two Q's and 2 P's. So in this case, I wrote down all of the different ways we can get them right and wrong. So they got it wrong, right, right, wrong. Wrong, right, wrong, right, and so on. And so there's 6 of them. Now each of these has the same probability. It's going to be q, which is 0.2, and there's going to be 2 of those, times 0.8 to the second. And then once we have that, we're just going to multiply it by 6. So we type in 0.2 squared times 0.8 squared, and we get an answer of 0.0256. Now we have to multiply it by the 6 different ways we can rearrange those. So that's 0.1536 for my probability. Now we can fill in the probability distribution that we got. Our last one was 0.1536. We had 0.0256. Uh, 0.4096, and this one's 0.4096, and then the 4 was 0.0016. So now I have my probability distribution for this function.